Holy hell, that was more. That was quicker than a minute. What the? What a generous stream, and you get such value. Probably should have took an actual break. It's okay. Now to Cherry Rock Shasa, or play stuff that I actually was going to like only play on. Like, I think you guys aren't missing much, missing the Cherry Rock, unless you're looking for some skill shit. There ain't a whole lot going on there. Yeah, I died on the final boss with enough score to clear it. 50k. I mean, I would have had 50 from boss. Oh well. Part of me wants to strike while the iron thought, I guess. But... I could do one. Cancer, man. I used to having the music. For 2 out. Oh man, juked it. I get a good start. Probably throw in some tunes if I'm gonna grind Rakshasa instead of Grimstone. I just want like one good run. Like I said, I mean, I'm within like 1 or 2 good runs. I feel like of clearing it. As long as I'm in the zone on it. Kinda like took a fucking few hour break. Trying to just get a really clean start. Can only have 2 shots out at once. I hate the rotating money, man. It's so fucking... Feels so lame. It's like, it's the difference between having like a really tight finish and... These bosses are super hard. I could just stand there and just blast him, or he can be all over my ass. Keep missing out. This is bad pathing. I'll miss out on points for time. I have to come back down here anyways, is the point. RNG fucking golden frogs, man. It's super risky to do. It improves your time by like a little bit, but I don't think it's worth it. Just cut the 500 now. So you get more enemies, the more skulls you have. Technically playing safer is like less money, but you can still get the 50k anyways. It's more for high scoring. I feel like as long as you get like your hidden spots. Like I said, I mean, I almost had it before and I could have had even slightly better play. I only have 2 of these out at once. Okay. Super separated from the rest of the money. That's what I mean, man. Rakshasa is just like RNG incarnate, man. It's like how many fucking enemies will spawn of like stronger types. Like if they'll spawn like free like hits you can tank, or if they'll spawn, they can spawn lives when you kill them. They can spawn frogs. Like how bad your death screens are, shit like that. It's just like a fucking nightmare. Yeah, it's not bad. This room fucking sucks. I just spawned like a life, but I don't need it. It's 500 cash, which is nice, but these frogs are fucking unholy, man. Like, probably, this is probably the fucking roughest room in the game. There's like a couple more. They take 2 hits apiece. They can jump out of shit. They can go up and down. They have a ranged shot. You have to duck shoot them. They're fucking crazy compared to like just the fucking dudes running around. Luckily this is like the only place they're at. I'm glad all the secrets are always in the same spot, so I shouldn't have done. I forgot to jump that. Because we're streaming, we should play a shittier because I'll talk. Tearing apart, I know better. I really need to be like hard focused on these types of games. It's not a problem with like streaming in general, I just need to like lock in, man. I'm playing shit like Rakshasa. Sorry, there's a power up coming soon. Ooh, I shouldn't have went for that one. See, with more skulls, they like spawn enemies in the boss room. And I got the fire on purpose. The fire wrecks that guy. The fire wrecks everything, it just has... It's just like harder to use. forgot if there's any secrets in those areas, but... So if I have full lives, I don't go for this secret. Because it's honestly kind of risky, because they just spawn like millions of guys here. But if I'm down a life, I go for it. And you lose a lot of time. Also, 500 extra points is not worth time loss, in my opinion. What the? Okay. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, there's this rock shots. You just drop another life. I need to actually try to get the 1,000 on those. Like, I mean, you could time it, it's possible. I tend to not care because the game is timed. So I'll spend too long on it. Could also not swap weapons here, but fire kick fast on these guys. That axe has a lingering hitbox, dude. It's fucking cancer. Shit, I got every fucking treasure. Here. I mean, it's... I'll spawn that guy. Fucking 3 golden frogs just walked off the map, dude. Cool, dude. Thank you, Rakshasa, once again. I think there was a secret I missed a few seconds ago, but hopefully we're okay. I'm ready for him. Thing is, when you die too, everything on the screen disappears. It's nice for some enemies, but a lot of the time you end up having like a really good item or something that gets like fucking wiped. We are good on points, I think. We've got pretty decent RNG. Just need to not fuck it up. This is like probably the second hardest screen. Maybe the hardest screen. These birds, like, fuck. For me, man, I just fucking try to rush one of these guys if I can, but not always realistic. And these guys, if they get underneath you, it's like the worst thing fucking ever. They will come from underneath you. And fly straight into you every fucking time, man. I should probably went back for the bow or the power up, but whatever. Going into this boss without a power up actually like fucking cancer. It's annoying, man. This whole fucking and these guys. These are like the worst guys to get. They just like fly around like fucking madmen. Yeah, there's like 2 screens in this whole thing that are like ultra cancer. That's it. Nope. It is not. It was good RNG on money though that time. Losing that power up though to that that's pretty much the death of it. It's one of those games where like one mistake compounds into like 20,000 things because you lose your power ups, they spawn more enemies, and you have no idea like how long it's gonna take to get a better one. And the power ups are like insane. Like you need the power. He's just too early. He let off the shot. So. I hate these flower guys. I don't know why I'm doing this one on stream. We'll probably swap Grimstone. I'm just like really close to beating it, so. Turn on some tunes, I guess. One bullet slightly higher than the other one. I could kill him easy if I didn't want to get up there. But he's got like loot. Yeah, each of these runs is too fucking long, man. It was like a 25+ minute run, and you're like timed, so you're like constantly going. Jeez. 5-minute run where the very last bird screens. Oh, I guess there's one more near the very end too. That's equally cancer. The birds are just fucked. I need to spend as much time as I can to just make sure I safely get them. I mean, I'll have the points as long as I'm grabbing secrets. I was hoping that'd be a secret. Actually. There are drop-down locations. Yeah, I've done the same exact thing before and had like a 6k point difference just from RNG going into the second level. I mean, some of it's time, but like, not as much as you'd think, really. I'd like to think if you play like somewhat well, you'll always get a... There's a fucking bit of loot there, and I don't remember I wrote the setup just for it. Maybe I have to jump even closer to the edge. Jumping kind of helped there. Like, so you only have 2 of these on the screen at once. Like, if you're closer, you can spam them. But... Nah, man, jumping, you're like locked in when you jump. That actually wouldn't be bad. Great. We lose those buffs now, which means we are not going to, like, dying before this boss is like the worst thing. Because then you have to do the frog thing without any power up. I don't know why they don't put any power up right after the fucking frog boss, or after this boss. Like, pure hell, man. You have to be like, perfect. I should just probably reset. Metal slug moment? Yeah, it's just like cancer, man. Like I said, ultra punishment, right? Like, it's punishing even if you don't. It comes all the way up. Random ass boss. Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you get hit in certain areas, not only do you get the punishment of just like losing the power up and everything else that entails, screen and all that shit, getting cleared, but like you might not get another power up forever. So if you get like random frogs in a certain spot and it puts you in a risky bit so you can like grab them, it's like, fuck. That's why I feel like this game is like more about like setup. It's like mitigating really bad fucking RNG, man. Even then, it's like, I mean, you could get a horrible death screen and fumble it, man. I really like aim for those. 800 to just wait for a cycle. Like, it's free ass money, man. Are there any secrets here? I played 3, but I just use continues and I co-opted with my brother, so I mean maybe like 1 CC is like pure cancer, yeah. I mean, it can be cool, like, mitigating RNG by, like, creating setups, but there's a point where it's, like, too much of that, and, like, too much requirement to do stuff like that instead of just doing it for fun, or just, like, they feel the game can just be affected by it. That's just like it's cool making, like, that's the fun about a methodical game, is, like, you know, making sure you have your space, keeping things clear, recognizing threats and stuff. You can't just like dodge roll everything. But like, there's a point where the stiffness, the RNG, you know, the bullshit, how much punishment you take, you know, kind of. I got back. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time since I played Metal Slug game. I don't doubt it though. I've had like no desire to 1cc one of those types of games. RNG gods. It's not even worth the time. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'll just sacrifice the 500, honestly, man. Like, you waste so much time trying to, like, just work your way over to this thing. Because the thing is, so, like, there is a secret up there that if you, like, touch it... Okay, there is a pixel. Fuck. That's not good. Oops, I'm gonna grab that. God, fucking cycles on these. Luckily those monkeys only fucking hurt you. Like right there, it's like, I would like to get that, but that means you need to, if you're going like for speed, need to leave the like if you're going for like a good route, focused on speed, you need to do this like circle around and like leave one of those fucking things up. And it's like, dude, fuck that. The toads are worth more. I feel like I picked ball off on this shit. You're like, fuck, I might be okay here. He just sits on the other side though. This strategy ain't doing shit, huh? Just waste a lot of time, which means I get... So here's a good example. 16k. I've walked out of this with 22k before. Because I'd get like multiple frogs in a row. That's like, Jesus, the goal's like 50. That's pretty extreme difference from just like raw ass fucking RNG, man. I mean, you'd hope that a lot of that's like, you know, just fluff over the top that you don't need, right? You can get guaranteed money otherwise, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, I haven't cleared it. I've gotten close, but... That's why I feel like I need to wait in front of the roulette ones and make a setup to always get the 1,000. Like walk in on them from a certain distance to always... always nab it. The thing is, you can get RNG luck and get like 100 there, upgrade. Oh, I don't know what this is, but I can't get it because it's up there. I've never picked that up before. I don't know if I've seen it. Yeah, it's interesting that like a lot of these you just get the cherry along with it. Like Rakshasa, it's like there's a good chance you'll just get the cherry. Alphazar's is continues, isn't it? Okay, so I just missed all that loot. Now I gotta wait 10 hours for these fucking annoying assholes to like flop it for me. Dude, these fucking RNG on these guys. Like, God, I have to like stop fucking move every 2 seconds for these dudes. Gotta keep an eye out, man. And I could have prevented that for sure. Yeah, this is I'm out of my loot too, right? Already enough that they fuck you all, that other shit, then your loot disappears. I just want to like finish Rock. I'd rather probably move on to Grimstone for the stream. This is when I could turn on some tunes and be happy with it probably. Let's go ahead and do that. I could give two fucks about Rakshasa's music. I have found that some of these I might be like kind of iffy on, but then when I go for the theory, I kind of appreciate them a bit more. Some of them kind of like playing the game they made, like, you know, going for that 1cc and flexing all the mechanics and stuff. Make them pretty cool, but I don't think Rakshasa is one of those. I mean, Rakshasa, like I said, you're just fucking trying to clear the game, right? You're essentially clearing the game just while grabbing a bunch of secrets. Cherry. And I mean, the secrets help you clear it anyway, so. Kind of like Campanella, it's like the cherry just makes like the game easier. You just need to know where they are. But like, it's really all about just clearing this fucking thing. But this is considered one of the harder ones, so. I don't hate playing it or anything, I'm just like... I've just been so close that I'm like, alright man, I got the whole idea on Rakshasa. I should save that just in case I get hit. Great. Time drop. This is my thing, like, I don't want to come up here, but there's always something dropping. Yeah, when I do the metal slugs, I'm just gonna be just continue playing. I've honestly got enough difficult like retro games to play that don't have like continues that I'll be alright. I've gotten a different appreciation for arcadey style continue or like, you know, like 1cc, like one run type of gameplay from this. I've enjoyed it. Oh, you guys can't hear the music. There you go. Yeah, I wouldn't magically want to start doing it in like every game, right? Because some of these are made for it, right? Or like Metal Slug, something like that. It's like, I mean, they're called arcade for a reason. Like, they're designed first and foremost, some of them, to eat quarters, man. Like these, I would say they're designed around you getting a skill level to be able to clear them, with a 1cc style thing, right? Well, that's what I'm saying is like there are some games I will want to see, like some shmups in the future. Um, Games that it's more designed around, more interesting, right? But yeah, you get a good variety of games with like life, full game over setups, and this arcadey setup. When they're designed around it, you get appreciation for it. But yeah, there's some of these that I do think they could have been more interesting with like a level thing. Like honestly, this probably could have been better as like a Castlevania clone and more unique then. Like instead of like a 25, 30-minute game, it's like you give me like a 40-minute thing with like harder but maybe like more interesting like 10-minute levels or something. But I don't know. I mean, that's the thing is like they want to have like score, they want to have all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, you could do that too. I mean, I'm cheering them all, so I'm just looking at it from that perspective. But yeah, I think you could, anyways. Yeah. But I mean, this is one of the hardest. I don't know. Oh, you just dropped a shitload of fucking frog. Like it's cool getting the run going and then like improving it and seeing like where you can make setups and then it can be addicting. There's just a balance. I like it in the other ones. I mean, I get the chairs because I like them. Just some are better than others, and then some it's like it's interesting to go for that arcade. Like once you see it for like a couple hours and that's it. Yeah, I feel like Rakshas is like almost too purposely stiff. And like I said, there's a little too much RNG reliance. Could be a little goofy. And then it's also one of those games where it's like everything's pretty free, and then there's like two or three screens that are like unholy and they're like late, and then you just waste a lot of time getting back to it. It's kind of like Kick Club. I really liked Kick Club. Like here, I got 22K. I thought it was really fun. It was good, but it did kind of suck like redoing everything a bazillion times to get to something that wasn't that hard, but you've done it so few times. That it was like more the practice is what killed you. It's hard to describe. I'm trying to like talk about this kind of thing, and there's some nuance to it. Because obviously I like all this kind of stuff. I'm literally fucking doing all cherries, but there are some that I feel like kind of dip into the wrong direction or aren't solid enough in their own right. As a whole, like I said, I think it's given me an even greater appreciation for this style of gameplay. I like the challenge and it's cool. I think it not being like designed around quarter type of shit is neat. But there's 100 there. want to go in on it. That's Arcade Kino, yeah. What are like the god arcade ones in this? The thing is, like, there's arcade in the sense that you slam quarters, and then there's arcade in that it's like you restart and get high scores. Some people would say like Magic Gardens, Godly. There's not a whole lot of scoring going on in like Valbrace, or not Valbrace. What's the one where you climb straight up? That one's like one of the best, just like quick, dirty, feels good. Just one life kind of games. I shouldn't just say arcade. Because it's not always about scoring these, it's about just one attempt clears. 1cc clears. That one's really fun, man. Like, I could do that all day, and I literally, I have like 3 hours in Rakshasa now. I think I have like double that in the other one, Vanger. It's not Vanger, what is it called? The one on the top, right? Where it's like a Metroid escape thing. I have like double the time in that, and I was still having fun with it. It's like way harder on the fly, and the RNG is like, can fuck you, but it's much more interesting. Valgriss, yeah. Valgriss is cool. Really, dude? Like, I'm sitting here waiting for this fucking nerd, man. And then a guy fucking throws a spear from the perfect height to fuck me. Like, this room sucks, man. Like, this is dog shit, man. I mean, I'm killing too many guys too early, also. This is a good run still, though. Sorry if my conversation abilities are a little... This is a game I kind of have to lock in on, so... Might be saying some goofy shit or half-assed shit. It's a complicated subject because on one hand there's like a greater appreciation for like this kind of thing, and I think it can be done really well. And then on the other hand, there's an amount of elements, nuance, and all that shit, I guess, where it's like twisted just wrong, and then that what I like and what I appreciate now a little bit more will like it'll be like I'd like sour it, not as a whole, but like how to explain that. Like, it's very easy, I feel like, to make the 1cc arcade style feel like junk, right? Like having spikes, having RNG that's like too lame, having the gameplay to obviously just not be that fun, like that you don't want to redo it. I'm not going for the bell. It's 500 points, but I think the time would be not even worth it. Like, I mean, that's any game, I guess. He hates game too. Really, I've only been playing good games this month. Pretty cool. I mean, that's the power of gifted games, I guess. But I don't know, you do a Rakshasa stream, you're bound to blabbing about Rakshasa, man. I don't know how well Rakshasa is considered overall, though. I would imagine the difficulty in this one and the stiffness is enough even for a lot of your retro, like ultra retro enthusiasts to be kind of iffy on it. This game broke me. I still don't even consider. Like, look at this fuck. Come on, man. I don't even consider this close to like the worst one. I think it wears out its welcome, but oh, I don't think they're coming back, bros. Oh, came back. You know, I probably shouldn't. Like, I really should. Remember what was in that secret on the right? Could have been life. There's the life. Well, you don't get extra lives in this, you just clear your lives. So, in a weird way, it makes Rakshasa harder than your average life-based game. Because realistically, you're only getting up to maybe 4 deaths. Right? After that, it's like, fuck. It's like super hard. I don't even know if you can get more than 4 skulls. Who knows? Not only is what's going on super hard, you probably are in a horrible spot, and then the death screens are like hyper bullet hell, right? And you have like this weird, like sluggish momentum in the bullet hell screens too. So it's like, on top of that, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought, man. This game broke my mind. Oh yeah. So if you do really well and you get a lot of extra bells, if you're at 0, all you do is get like 500 points. So it's like if you end up in a really bad screen where you die like 3 or 4 times, there is no extra like I played really well before, now I have a buffer. It doesn't matter. You just fucking get screwed. And like I said, it makes those spikes like even more fuck. Because even improving in other areas doesn't help. It's like the bird area, it's like you just gotta deal with the bird. Oh, come back. Dude, this is another thing I hate. They will read where you're going to be. And it's so fucking cheap, dude. Like, he knows where I'm gonna end up. And he'll throw for that instead of where I am. And it's so fucking cancer, man. Like that guy is like fucking reading the fucking... Yeah, so you have to like make sure you're looking really far ahead for any guy vertically as well, because they will... Not a big deal. But I mean, I was cleared on lives, but this is like the worst fucking area as a whole, so... I mean, it depends. I don't think anything needs to have anything. It just depends on how the game's designed around it. I think the life thing is cute in this. But I'm not like in love with it so much that I think it creates problems, like I said, for okay, I have enough points, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally already at 50k somehow. Oh, based on score? Yeah. I mean, that's how most of these are, so it's, I mean, in a way, I guess. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything because I'm like fucking locked out. I'm like mind fucked. If you want to say it for me, I'm not saying I disagree because I didn't say something. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because this is like, I mean, it's an interesting system, right? Like you build up skulls and then it affects the game and you need to like remove the skulls. It's cute. But at the end of the day, when you get over the gimmick of it, all it is just like a hyper punishment for like really hard spikes and makes the game even easier when things are going well because there's like less dudes and I don't know. fucking guy. Like these enemies. Yeah, I mean it's hype to get an extra life. I feel like I'm gonna run out of time is gonna be my problem right now. Dude, 2 ranged motherfuckers at once, man. There's 3 ranged guys at once and then the fucking bird, man. I mean you should probably just like just die to these guys and just wipe the screen, man. God, dude. That might be the end of it right there. Oop, you've missed the platforming section. Don't forget the game's on a fucking timer, too. At least the boss was the most generous he's ever been. Yeah, and like that's the boss, right? Like, and the birds are like fucking like 20 times as hard. He can be annoying. Dude, where is my auto aim going? It's trying to get this fucking eyeball, bro. Fucking homing's trying to get the eyeball. This is the final boss, by the way. $58K. Almost, like, there was a time I came through here and I had like 50 total. I have 60. Oh my god. Yeah, Rakshasa, I give a, like a fucking, it's like, not like full ass, like, this one sucks, but I'm like, Like, it's, when it's good, it's good. Like, it's cool, like, killing guys, and you're grabbing loot, and you're finding little secrets. When it's bad, it's hyper spike focused, punishing difficulty, and the gameplay is so stiff, it's hard to enjoy those sections. It's not the hardest one in here. I have spent, like, fucking half the time on probably fucking easier cherries. I've spent half the time on this compared to ones that are considered easier cherries, but it's just like, it has a shelf life and it's pretty short. Yeah, I mean it's 25 30 minutes, but that's still a pretty lengthy run for how easy it is to lose it at the end. But yeah, if it was much longer, it would be probably dog shit. Anyways, well, we got it. One of the hardest ones, I guess, done. At least we captured this one on video. I mean, there's no game audio. I mean, there's like a little bit of game audio, so it's probably a lame VOD. I feel bad that I did a lot of these off stream. It's just been kind of like chill doing them off stream. Some of them, the ones I don't think are like crazy stream ones, but on the side, I've also been watching. After I clear some of these, and on the more arcadey ones, I will watch people's just to learn strategies and shit, which is a cool thing too. It's like don't have to worry about spoilers or on some of these. You're just like, ooh, this is interesting tech, right? Yeah, it's the hero. I do think the main character of this is a Chad. That was kind of cool at the end. He's just eating a meat. He just fucks some shit up. Just fat bastard, just fucking down in some meat after he's done. But yeah, I mean, I like the aesthetics too. The kind of would be Indian mythology. I thought that was cool. When the music, when you actually hear it, is pretty cool too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's as clever as something like a Mooncat. I don't think it's as fun as an arcade game as like a fucking Overbold or like a Valgris or something. Right? It's it fits in. It does because it is the kind of like Castlevania, Ghosts and Goblins esque game, right? There's not really a whole lot of those like raw ass like Ninja Gaiden action platformers in this. Um, but honestly, I would almost preferred more Castlevania, like 4 or 5 difficult but interesting stages with a bit smoother gameplay and harder everything else. And then that was just kind of. I mean, I don't know what you do for cherries. Just fucking secrets, I guess, that unlock a hidden boss. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot more dev time. I get it. At the end of the day, I think because some of the other ones are so much better at what's interesting about Rakshasa, that even though Rakshasa is like the only one so far that kind of like this, it just makes it kind of feel like middle of the pack. It's like, yeah, there's action platformers like Mortal 2. This one's much more clever. There's more interesting platformers like Mortal or Velgris that feel much cleaner. It's not like an age thing. I mean, Jesus, this is 84, this is 88. Like, yeah, I mean, it's not like they're hard limiting themselves on it. I mean, the stiffness is part of the difficulty, though. It is part of it. Like, if you could just move around like crazy, it might feel better, and you could probably, I guess, design the game around that speed. Not being able to do a whole lot is kind of why. I totally lost my train. Jesus, I'm fucking. Oh god, I read fast as comment. My brain just got white. This is your brain on Rakshasa, dude. We can boot up a new one. We can do Mini and Max maybe here in a bit. We finish Rakshasa. It was created before Mortal 1. Yeah, I cleared it. And then I went back and cleared it again with like special strat because I was just like kind of curious how clever it could get. I don't know, man. I like Mortal 2 is cool on paper. I feel like Mini and Max is pretty long. I really should probably clear some of the long ones like Valbrace and Grimstone I wanted to do on stream. I might do Mini and Max on a separate day or something. Boot up combatants. I don't want to skip any. But it's like Mortal 2 is like I feel like Mortal 2 would be perfect for like more of like SNES era or like a modern type of thing, right? Like a short modern. Like give it a map. When you full game over, the map stays, but you could just like slowly discover the thing even if you're dying, right? Like let me like move around the map and like maybe zoom in or something, and then like I can plan stuff, right? I can look at it like, oh, okay, I can do this and that. Maybe even like visually look around the map. I don't know, something like that, and like see the whole thing. Um, I think with Mortal 2 is like it's all the different guys and like the limited lives and setting them up is really cool, but it's a little like tedious because you need to find every little area, then you need to route it, and then the cherries like don't die more than 50 times. So it's like the routing process is hamstrung by not being able to see what the fuck's going on across the whole map and not knowing exactly how your shit's gonna affect everything. So it's like to do this, is there like some like god mode thing? Unit sacrifice. Based. That's more fun, man. Although I guess at the very end, I mean, you're just slapping hearts. Oh, really? That's cool. Honestly, you probably felt more beastly about it than I did. Like I said, I cleared it or whatever amount. I don't even fucking remember. I just immediately went and checked the speed run and was like, hey, let's see how low you can get it and how recreatable it is. And it's just like, I don't know. It was cute. Like I appreciated the strategies learning about them. It was one of the more fun ones to like look up afterwards. But like I said, the getting there yourself, it's like I just find it a little too tedious. I would love to route it and figure it all out on my own with like a cool system that you could like set it all up and then you have to execute it, right? Like, where could I fix this? Where could I change that? Um, yeah, the ammo at base. That was a godly strat. The first time I streamed it, I was the last one I ended it on, the speedrun route. They don't even use the fucking they don't even use all they use is the ninja, the the block guy, the pipe, the bomb a little bit. I don't think you ever get the gun out. It was like definitely wouldn't recommend using that kind of thing for like your first clear, I guess, but yeah, there might I wonder if there is keys record. Yeah. So I've had a lot of fun looking up like runs and like people's casual stuff and like that's another cool thing about arcadey stuff is like people have like strategies for like score and for the cherries and stuff. You know, it can be fun like learning that kind of crap. I mean, some of these like you don't want it. I'm not gonna do it like something like spoilery, like a Grimstone or some arcadey stuff. It's interesting. You kind of get that community thing going on. And some of these have like such a high skill level or like cool planning, like Immortal 2. Yeah, Immortal 2. There's 100%. There's one run and 100%. This one, all doors and switches. I haven't watched it. I don't know if they still get. I assume they still get the cherry. Was that your last motherfucker? That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I'll watch that later. What you said about Mortal 2 being made before Mortal 1, yeah, for sure. I mean, they feel like they would be in the same universe, right? It's the same idea, like optimize your lives, but Mortal is so much more clean and doesn't require. I mean, I think Mortal 1 would benefit from maybe being able to see ahead a little bit, but because it is stage based and the stages aren't that long, it's not a big deal. But Mortal, like, the limitations fit Mortal a bit better. Like, there's clever planning, high skill cap, there's still, like, action jumping and stuff. Like, I feel like Mortal 2 is, like, too hamstrung by, like, honestly not being able to tell where the fuck going for the cherry. I mean, the normal clear, you get enough wiggle room, but it's like, how much longer do you want to sit there and, like, route out this stuff without being able to see what the fuck's going on? I mean, I guess you could look up, like, a map. I'm sure they exist. And Jimmy Portal rifleman shot upper hearts by warping back to base. I was fucking over there, really spawning ammo down there would let another rifleman barely make it. Holy shit. See that? I mean, that's an awesome part of it for sure. I bet you would have been fucking annoyed as hell otherwise, but I mean, I guess you could have demised. Portal 2 is also, I wouldn't call it super long, but I mean, it's a good 30 plus minutes for like a lengthy run. If you're exploring a lot and fooling around, I mean, it's longer than that. Yeah, for me, it's like I think Portal 2 has a really awesome concept. I think it just needed like tightening up, and honestly, it would be better as a more modern game. Extra spicy, yeah, maybe some secret stuff. Oh yeah, I never did the terminal shit. What was it, Greg Milk? We should probably just spend like a day doing the story stuff. Oh, it's the 5th game. Minion Max. Oh, no wonder I haven't done it yet. Maybe we'll do it once I get to like Campanella 3 or something. I kind of want to finish everything before I do Cyber Owls. Like a finale. Like before I even dust it off. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I could do the onion delivery finale. This one's fucking painful. I haven't gone back in a while. I like to do a few runs of stuff here and there just to kind of, keep my fingers kind of used to them, but I haven't touched onion delivery in a while. The ones I'm most scared about are onion delivery, Star Waspier. I haven't done enough Disconia. I don't know. It's stage based, so it's probably not too bad. But I don't know what streak mode is. I've heard people say the cherry is like pure shit, so maybe that'll be bad. I'm scared, but I don't know what to be scared of. Alphazars. Gold would be easy because I think you have continues. I think. No, earn a continue. Bonus ticket. This is another like clear the whole game in one run thing. These scare me, but it depends. Alphazar seems much more chill. Well, in the 1 or 2 stages I've seen than like Star Wasp. I'm looking forward to Minion Max. Don't know much about it. Command's supposed to be the worst game. I don't know. Quibble Race, Seaside Drive, Theme School, from what I've heard. Campanella 3, I think, is like what is it called? Something Zone. Fantasy Zone? Was it Fantasy Zone? I don't think it was Fantasy Zone. No, that's a game. What was it called? I can't ever remember what it is. It's I was just on podcasts people talking about it. The Sega arcade shooter. I'm sure if I look it up, just with that, we'll find it. It was in Yakuza. That's where I played it. Can't remember it. Space Harrier. That's what it was. Right? Space Harrier. Dude, I'm getting spoiled on games, man. Jesus, I don't even have that many left and they're still spoiling me. What the hell game was that? Space Harrier. I think it's like Space Hero because they'll spoil it real quick for me in their track mode. I haven't seen any Cyber Owl. I've heard it's like a multi-genre nightmare though, and like another 1cc, like you can't die a single time game. Must be one of the harder ones. I think if I beat Star Waspier, I'd be feeling pretty comfy. Well, I beat Onion Delivery as well. I watched the like one of the high score world records for this. It's crazy, man. They're getting like every single time in one day, getting like 20, 30 fucking onions a day at some points. You're just like, Jesus Christ, dude. I need like 50 total. It's a high skill cap. I feel like this is another game where I'd probably like it more if it was a little tighter, but the things were a little more difficult. The dodge maybe. It's also another stiff one. The biggest thing is that I wish it had a map. Maybe I'll look up a map and just try to memorize the city because that's a deal. It's like it'll point you in the direction where you want to go, but there could be 1,000 canals and things in the way, and it's like you really just got to sit down with Onion Delivery and like spend time on it to memorize the whole city by name and know how to get there. And it's like you only have a very small viewpoint every time. Like obviously mastering the controls will happen, but just gotta grind it. The map help. I guess it's more Crazy Taxi. You learn it through play. I guess I prefer leaning on executing over the full memorization, but anyways, I guess we'll continue something here. This Grimstone. Oh yeah, I needed to finish Devolution. I just haven't felt like going back. I think Devolution's good. It's just like putting a timer on a puzzle game is like fine, I guess, but it makes it much less tasty for me to want to go back and do for the cherry right now. You either play like a god or you actually play to the timer. I liked it. I like it as a like chill, kind of like trying to plan your shit and optimize game. I don't really care for it as a speed puzzler. So scoring based on speed kind of feels like that's my only problem with some of the cherries in this. I feel like some of the cherries kind of lean into like not the strengths of the game. Like Devolution does give you more points if you have more pieces at the end of it. I feel like that should be like all the high scores are for it all, but I guess they wanted to add a little because I mean there's some RNG to that. I guess they wanted to add the speed in too, but it's like, that's not really like I feel like what's cool about Devolution. I mean, it does mean you have to be better at Devolution. That's not the only goal of cherry. What are some other ones where the cherry kind of like makes it less interesting? I guess Campanella, I would say. Maybe. I mean, I think Campanella's cherry is kind of lame because you get the cherry. That's not. That run did not take me. Now, did I pause? Half my plate. Maybe I did. But it's like. Where am I going with that? It's like with Campanella, it's like the fun of it is juking through crazy shit, action gameplay with like tight reaction times, sort of planning a route effectively, but there's not a whole lot of routing. Picking, where you want to go for fuel and where you want to go to like just kind of mitigate risk or something. But the cherry just gives you a shitload of lives and is all about arbitrarily finding hidden spots. And like that could test your skills, but I'd rather just like play the basic game quicker. I almost feel like, and I don't think I'd really want this, but I almost like this game would be better with a timer for the fucking like for the cherry, right? Then you need to play even more godly, right? More speedy. I don't know. I mean, you do have limited fuel, so there is a timer already, I guess, theoretically, but right away. But yeah, so it's like that one's kind of like a one. What are some crappy cherries? Oh, Planet Zoldath. This one, I mean, this one's just one of the worst games in here. Zoldath sucks. For I don't even know what you're leaning into in this. So I mean, the cool part about this is procedural bullshit, right? And like, that's pretty much it. Just seeing like what differences could happen, and you know, so I guess a speed run kind of works there because you could have RNG that makes it easier to finish, and you know what to look for. I just think that this one's tough because like I think no matter what way you look at Goldath, man, it's just kind of lame. Belgris's cherry. It's just for final boss. That's cool. Mortal's cherry's good. It's about optimizing scoring. So just playing better, scoring, playing better. Second loop. You don't care about scoring, but because you get live, scoring kind of matters. Barbuda's cherry sucked. I don't think this is a cool cherry. I think the cherry should have been for finding every item or something in the game. Just through all of your playthroughs. Something like that, right? It doesn't have to always end with you fucking clearing the damn thing, right? Like, make it so it's like, clear everything, or, you know, get everything, and then also have beaten the final boss, or get everything, and then beat the final boss. I don't know. With Barbuda, all it ends up being is like, can you no-hit the last boss? And it's like, yes, having certain gear can make that easier. So in a way, it kind of like rewards you for mastering the place, and then obviously getting back to the boss. You know, you want to have a better route, but it's less interesting. You don't need to have found everything. The game's action is not fun, so it's kind of a crappy cherry. Kick clubs is fine. Avianis is fine. Wind cats is cool. Trying to just like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just like kind of curious for myself. Just which ones do I think the cherry is like goes against? What's kind of like interesting about these? Waldorf's cherry. I would say Waldorf's cherry is kind of lame. It definitely focuses on mastery of the basic jump, but the problem is you just don't use items because you have to pay for them. So you end up just playing a more boring version of Waldorf's for the cherry. I think some free items just laying around would have been enough to help there, but oh well. Whatever. I mean, you do get some, kind of, but not really. I mean, my clear and the attempts before it, I don't think I ever even picked up an items. There's not many cherries that are just like for doing everything and not being about clearing it as well. I mean, there's like Block Koala and like the 100% ones, I guess, like camouflage. Like these more like semi-arcade. Like the Barbuda, like find all secrets. Waldorfs could be like read all signs, or that'd be kind of lame, I guess. But it's something like that. Caramel. This one doesn't ask you. I don't. It wasn't a score one, I don't think. Right? Let's just beat the hidden final boss. I don't know. I mean, there's enough high score ones, but I mean, this one's literally just find 3 hidden spots on the map and spawn the guy. It's more of it's like a clear the game one, which whatever. Party house. This is the weirdest cherry because you don't even need to beat the game. You just need to get 5 streaks. I mean, luckily party house is pretty fun. That's all good. But like, I'm gonna go for the cherry first, and then if I want to go back and do these, I will. But it's like I feel like I'm gonna get enough of these with random scenario that I'm gonna go for the 5 first. You can just skip the gold. I mean, this cherry fits, but Hotfoot fucking sucks. Divers, exploration, real highest stars. Honestly, you could go for max, but I like that there's a little mercy here. Because the later levels are pretty spicy. Vanger is probably a good cherry for what it is. I think Vanger... The cherry highlights some more of the boring stuff. Same with like Borgie. It's not that it's against the grain of what... against the essence of the game. It just like reminds you of the shittiest parts of the games. Because you need to do more of it. Rock on Island. This one fits. Ingolf. I would say Mortal 2's fits, of course. Just Hell. This one was 1cc. People have a lot of trouble with Fist Hell. I thought it was difficult, but I don't think Fist Hell was great. It's not a great beat 'em up. It doesn't do anything clever. I mean, River City Ransom was already doing RPG elements on the NES. So. I mean, it's fun because it is a beat 'em up in this. I enjoyed it still, but I'm glad it didn't take me like beyond. Although I think I spent less time on Rakshasa. No, almost the same. I guess it's a... I didn't mind on Fist Hell as much. Although this one was really unloaded with difficulty, so I guess I have the same complaint. It's also a very cheesy beat 'em up. I didn't like that about it. There's really no point in doing a lot of grabs and a lot of your special moves and picking anybody that didn't just go for health and strength as quickly as possible. Because it's so strong just to do like 1, 2, 3 jabs, pause, and then do 1, 2, 3 jabs again. Honestly, I just don't think it's a super well-made beat 'em up, but it's got enough of the basics that it's just fun to go through. Like I said, it's like Rakshasa, I think. Or probably feel about the same, maybe. A little long for what it is. Not really pushing the envelope. Doesn't feel super great. If I had to play it for another couple hours, I'd probably have a much worse opinion about it. But it was fine. I feel like Overbold's cherry fits just fine. I really liked Overbold. Campanella 2. Man, I talked about Campanella 2 yesterday, or last time we... And this has nothing to do with its cherry. I just thought Campanella 2 was super mid, man. Like, I did not find a whole lot of joy in it. I don't know if we got any Campanella lovers or haters here. Any takes on it? Yeah, I don't know. I've already kind of said it all, but I don't know if it was during a UFO 50 stream. It's like... I feel like the movement is less interesting because the stages aren't as tightly designed as Campanella 1. The run and gun is like not super interesting compared to like the action of like an Overbold. And the roguelike elements, while they're cute, really don't transform a playthrough that much. And there's so many of them that are so good, like Death Fuel, because the game is so RNG fuel dependent because of the layouts of the map stuff. That's just like, it's just like most of the choices aren't even that interesting, man. Like I feel like I'm playing exactly the same way with just a little bit of a power up every time. And then that goes for the action and for the flying. It's just like the maps all feel like the same shit. I'm doing the same Campanella gameplay for the 3rd time. Some people pop off for Campanella too. I think it's because it's like the most like roguelite in this, or rogue type of game in this that I've played so far. purely because you picked one of three things, and in most areas, the one of the three things is the same every time. Like, if you're not ending the first 1-1 with, like, was that Cyber? Was that beat 'em up? I heard it was multi-genres. But yeah, if you're not, like, ending 1-1 with the fucking coin up, it's just a waste of your time. Why wouldn't you? You need money for everything. It's good for fuel. You're not grabbing, like, you know, death fuel when you see it. It's just like, you can do it without, but it's like, man. I mean, and that's part of roguelites, I guess. It's like there being godly options and shit. But usually with a good roguelite, the gameplay kind of transforms a bit. Like, oh, you know, this, I'm going to do a build focused on this. And like, and this all it is just like a little bit of like a handicap. Also, the game is super punishing. Like, you take a fucking hit or two, you're like gone, man. You end up focusing, I did at least in my clear, mostly on fucking just healing myself. But yeah, I don't know. Some people really like it, but I just found it kind of dull, man. 4 hours into the fucking thing. Liked it enough for that, but I think I probably could have been in 2 hours and probably had enough of it. Hopefully that's the last Campanella type of game. I don't. This seemed like it was more of a base Harrier thing. I still think Campanella just way better. Which is funny, like, this one's 2 hours long for me to finally get the cherry, and this one was like 4 hours, and it's like, I could spend 3 times as long on Campanella 1. Campanella 2 doesn't even really have, like, bosses. You just fight the same guy who throws bombs at the end of each major area until the final 2 bosses, and I didn't even see one of them. This is the first time I beat it was the cherry one. Alternate boss. I'm just blabbing. I don't know why I'm blabbing so much about these. I just like talking about them. I mean, I've been playing a lot, and it's interesting. Rakshasa score. I mean, that cherry fits. Pilot Quest cherry, I would say, is bad. I honestly would have preferred if Pilot Quest cherry was just for getting to like loop 3 or some shit, and each loop had some really cool, like, maybe difference, or like you needed a couple extra things. The thing is, if you don't want to waste a lot of your time, and it's already one of the longest games to do stuff, I only went to loop 2, like the first and then the next one. You just grind coins, and I overgrinded them, but to just fight this goofy bastard. The idea, I think, is supposed to be his stats are so good that you would want to come back after a few loops and then beat him up. But because you can just buy time, and there's not much reason to buy it unless you have a lot of coins to do it, because a little bit of time is probably not going to save you. It feels like it's like tailor made to fight this guy. So it's like you just grind coins when your dude's fully upgraded. That's it. That's like, then you just go run around. And I think it highlights the worst parts of the game, which is grind, actually playing it instead of like enjoying the, the idle game shit. Having it be a pace breaker. Like when you're grinding, it's like you can infinitely grind because you're always getting enough food to keep going. So it's like there's not a pace breaker. You just need to keep going if you even care about getting the cherry, right? Unless you just want to take a break. But I think this was a bad cherry. I think this should have just been like 2 loops, 3 loops. I would have been fine with 3 loops. Or you find like a hidden thing that's only on loop 3 or something. It at least would lend itself more to the game. We'll see. We'll see on the rest. So, I mean, most of the cherries fit the game, but I do think, and that's why I've had fun doing them. You get a better appreciation for them. You get to really delve into them. I've enjoyed the challenge. I mean, the completionism aspect. It's pretty cool. Satisfying. Genre mixed up stuff. But I do think some don't pull that off. Some of them do. kind of go against what's interesting about the games. Oh, Night Manners was good. That one was awesome. I really liked Night Manners. It was refreshingly like just simple in a way, right? Like they didn't tack on some like, you know, you have to never die thing, or you can only die so many times, or you need to like speed run it. It's just like, you know, what's cool about a point click? Exploring secrets, story, puzzles, and it's just like find the other extra ending. Wow, that's it. That's all you want. If you want to do more, go ahead. The boar face, Valbrace. This one looks sick. This one looks good. I want to do it on stream, and I just haven't sat down and like grinded it out. Grinded it? Ground it out? Grinded it out? It's like Punch Out sorta meets first person dungeon crawler. He plays like some fucking dude, and he's like fucking, and he can create like magic spells and stuff. Whoops. I don't remember the fucking controls either. Rat. Anyways, first person dungeon crawler, sneaking around. Stuff like that. I think the cherry in this is to beat the game with a certain weapon. But I do think this game saves on each floor. On a rat part. I don't think it's time. But gear and all that shit. Yeah, I haven't done much on it. Skull. I don't know if like lighting this really does anything. There is a lot of torches, so I'm like, really they do something? Surge of light. Heal. I don't know how we open that up. times can I heal from the fountain, man? Old slimes. Oh, you can throw it. But like... That's cute. 3D. I don't know if I want to be lighting all these or turning them all off. Some kind of secret. It feels like the torches are just for puzzling or some shit. Maybe. See what the rest of the game's like. Oh, we opened this. I actually don't know what they do. I mean, it's only the first floor, so no idea. Or one. This is the first one. Saves there. Can you go back? What I'm worried about is finding this weapon. It's gonna be really annoying. Then you'll have to redo the entire game, so we'll see. Doesn't seem like the kind of game you just like want to replay the whole thing. More about discovering everything. We'll do our best. Yeah, seems cool. Guess we can continue Grimstone. So, when we left off on Grimstone... I could cook up that. Is try this. Oh yeah, we left off on Grimstone. This is the JRPG one. Really, we just kind of ended up, we just kind of grind a lot. This one's been interesting, but we'll see how I feel about it. We've explored a couple little mini dungeons, walked around the world map, Had to come back and heal a lot. It's been cool, but yeah. I like how you choose the characters. In the beginning, it's kind of a cool little setup story-wise. We'll see how distinct they are. I feel like the game is very much auto-attack heavy, which is fine. But it's also, at least in the very beginning, I don't know if punishing is the right word, but depending on who you're picking, you could definitely get like blown up and then end up just spending a lot of time bringing people back to life and going to the bank, and that eases off a little bit. Itemization's very much just been kind of just buy everything. But I think a lot of it's the pace. We were talking about like, you know, technically at this time, you know, Dragon Quest 1, for their made update, Dragon Quest 1 would already exist. I think Final Fantasy 1 maybe did too. Dragon Quest 1 clears the game. Not only is that game like 10 hours long, and this I've already been on this for 3, but the pace, the secret finding, the writing notes, the gear, and like the power level jumps, and Dragon Quest 1 is just one guy. You're just one dude. There's not even a. I don't think what this does that's clever so far really sets it apart, other than the setting. I'm having fun with it. It's a nice change of pace. It's cool, but definitely not been just like, damn, you know, this is one of them, right? You know, this is one of the ones. And apparently they've patched the game to fix what's apparently bugs, but makes the game really more tedious and harder. I think it was being able to revive yourself even if you're dead with a character. So a lot more going to the church, I guess. And then I think status ailments actually work on you now, when a lot of the time they did before. So I mean, it sounds like stuff that, you know, yeah, was probably fucked, but it might inadvertently have been more interesting. Because, I mean, I will say, and I'm not even at that point to be able to abuse any of that. There's a lot of... I don't, most of their RPGs in this have been that way. A lot of going back and, like, healing up, all that stuff. And I don't mind that. I tend to overdo that a lot in RPGs anyways, but a lot of that's my choice. It's cleaned up a little bit, but I would say I don't dislike this one or anything. I'm enjoying it, but it's not like ungodly. That's another thing too, is really the pace of exploration and shit. It's like an FF1, you'd already have like 50 different vehicles and stuff like that. Or in DQ1, you'd be moving between a bunch of places, and it's like this, like you can buy mounts, but they're like temporary. And then I just like, why would I even bother? I just don't even care. Still, I've been having fun with that. I think it's entertaining, but I also like the RPGs well enough. Interesting their little take on it. Almost kind of not right now. Play something different. I'm kind of fucking hungry. I feel like I want to take a break. I do have some such a... I had planned on doing Grimstone, but I ended up doing Rakasa. I still plan on doing Grimstone. I don't really have like the time I want to like hit the hay tonight. I kind of want to eat before we get into anything again. Oh. think I'm gonna have some chippy, some salsa. Boot back up. Maybe neon white, but probably more of this. Get over the rock shots. So I just need to sit on Valbrace and Grimstone's gonna take a bit. I think it's at least like a 10-15 hour thing. I think the cherry's simple. I think you just beat the final boss without anyone dying. Reasonable. Yeah, we'll see. I'm almost kind of after like Rock Dawson, in the mood for more of an arcadey thing. Weirdly. What else is alright? We'll see. Need to sit down and get into Grimstone. I think taking a break on this kind of game's not good. Anyways, I'll be back in a few, guys. Well, just kind of weird to start it up after all that blabbing, and then just not. But like I said, I don't want to be in the middle of a dungeon and doing all this crap. I'm like starving. Plan on streaming more tonight. I don't have anything going. There's a chance something happens Monday for work. Probably just mess with the sleep schedule. So I'll probably keep streaming here in a few. Get a little first. I'll have to decide if I want to do item or UFO. Something how tired I am. Oh, what am I doing? We'll see. I will be back, guys. Thanks for hanging. Bye bye.